Hey tankers, Jamvis here, and I am going to show you a video on side scraping. This is my video, Side Scraping for Dummies. Here I am on Black Goldville in a training room showing you with my brother, Coach Mike 27, with a couple of tigers that are evenly matched, what side scraping is. So basically what we're doing here is we are angling our tank off of anything you can find. In this case, it's a wall of a building. And you want to keep the side of your tank angled at such a way that the other tank has nothing to shoot at, and when he does, it's just the side of your tank. And the theory behind this is if you turn your tank a certain way, you're increasing the armor thickness on your sides. Now the Tiger only has 82 millimeters of armor on the sides. Whereas the gun, the 8.8 Quick 43 L71 that the Tiger has, does 203 millimeters a pen. With the calibrated shells, it'll do 213 millimeters a pen. Throughout the video, just going to say this right now, wherever I can, I'm using the numbers I'm using are with the calibrated shells, because I'm assuming that's worst case scenario in all tank situations, because that's giving each tank's gun the best penetration value. And if you aren't using it and the number's off a little bit, I hope you understand and forgive me. So anyways, what my brother's doing here is he's just taking shots wherever he can get them, and I'm doing the same thing. Now I've got shots that I can actually get into him, but I am showing you how to side scrape, and so I'm not taking every shot that I can. Keep in mind, like I said, the theory here is to increase the thickness of the metal of your armor. So if you turn your tank at a certain angle, it effectively increases the thickness of the armor, and that's what side scraping is. So by shooting at the sides of the tank, you're increasing this metal thickness. Here I'm an armor inspector. I'm showing you basically how those shots were going in, where they were hitting. And here on that thing, that yellow is an ammo rack. So if you pen the tank there, you're hitting the ammo rack and doing some serious damage. Now you might have saw in that video where I got tracked. That was out of frustration, and my brother was also just kind of showing you that if nothing else, track them. If you track them, chances are what happens is your teammates can come in to help you, and if the enemy is tracked, then they can't move and they can take damage, which you get credit for in the end. So here I am on Himmelsdorf, and I've been facing the Jagdpanzer 6, the tier 6 medium. I'm in a KV1. My KV1 has... Oh, I'm sorry. The KV1 has 75 millimeters of armor on the sides. The gun that the Jagdpanzer 6 is the 8.8 centimeter Pack L56, has 145 millimeters of pen. And here I'm facing the VK3601H, has the same gun as the Jagdpanzer 6, and I'm angling it, and they're not getting anything. In the end, I got killed by that light tank over on the side. But anyways, you know, I demonstrated here also what you need to be doing. You need to be angling up. Here on Armor Inspector, you see in the KV1, they've got nothing but gray to shoot at. Had he gotten through there, it might have hit that engine and done some serious damage. Here we have the VK angling at me, and again, it's that same angle. If he gets through, he hits that engine, and you can do some burning damage, set things on fire. Here my brother is in his E75. He's on Yamamoto, and he's going to be facing 3 tanks over here, 2 lights and a medium, the RU-251, a tier 9 Batchat, and a Russian T-44. Now you can see that number, he hasn't even fired a shot, and he's already bounced like 1,200 points of damage, and he hasn't even fired a shot yet. He hasn't even landed a shot. But he's bouncing shots from all 3 of those tanks, and they're just that damage adds up, and that's damage that's not being done to you. That's 1,400 points damage at this point that he hasn't taken. by doing that, you're doing what's called keeping your gun in the game. You don't do anybody any good if you're dead. You can't help your team. You can't help yourself. You can't grind that next tank. You can't do nothing if you're dead. By side scraping and using your tank to the best of its ability, you can definitely improve your game performance. You can keep your tank in the game longer. You can do damage to people while not taking damage. And here my brother has to angle up, but what he's going to do is now he's angling off the big guns on this battleship, and he's just going to pull out enough to get a shot. When he gets his shot, he bounced that one, but he pulls back in, and he's just waiting now. He's only going to back out whatever it takes to get his gun on the target. Here he aims, and he put a shot into the side of the turret, and he bounced a shot off that AMX AC 48, the French tier 8 tank destroyer, and that thing has 283 millimeters of pin, and the side of the E75 has 160 millimeters of armor. So by angling, he's doubling almost twice, maybe not twice, but he's definitely bouncing a ton of shots. Here he's angled up. I'm showing you shots coming in from the T-44, from the Bat Chat, from the E-75. All they see is gray, and that's because of the angle that he's presenting. He's not giving anybody anything to shoot at, and he's protecting those modules and that extra damage that somebody could get by penetrating them. You don't want to give the side of your tank to your opponent. Here I am on Aztec, the Aztec map, and I'm on my Tier 10 Mals, and right in front of me there's a IS-7, the Russian Tier 10 Heavy, and an AMX-50B, the French Tier 10 Heavy. Now, I did take a shot coming in because I wasn't ready and wasn't angled properly, but here I am, I'm in a good spot. I've got a rear-mounted turret. I don't even need to move much. I can sit here and park and just fire at people all day long and just keep bouncing shots. I'm already up to 800 points bounced, and I've done almost 1,000 points damage. There's another shot, and you can see that one. It looks like the AMX-50B tracked me. He definitely did module damage to me, which could just be the tracks. But I don't even bother moving. I don't even bother repairing it. Why? There's no point in it. They can't pen me. They're not doing any real damage to me. I've not lost any hit points, really. So I'm going to save those repairs for later, for when I have a module that's damaged. And at least I'm saving a credit or two that I didn't need to spend. Now I bounced another shot off that IS-7. At this point, I see that we're down one tank, and I think we pretty much have this IS-7 on the ropes. I'm going to pull up. I've saved some hit points for this, definitely. And I'm just going to pull up here and just kind of bully this guy against the wall and get the kill. Now, different tanks are going to side scrape in different ways. Some tanks are definitely better at it. Here I'm angling up on a 183. Thankfully, somebody killed him before he took a shot, and I need to find out if he could bend it. But anyways, back to different tanks. So every tank is going to be able to side scrape to some degree. Obviously, some tanks are going to do it better. Russian tanks, German tanks are definitely going to side scrape better. American tanks, while you can side scrape in them, they're not going to side scrape that good. French tanks are the same way. You can get away with some side scraping on them, but it's not as good. It's not going to do as good. So, and that all has to do with the armor thickness that they have. So, you know, in a pinch, any tank can side scrape, and you want to do it because it's definitely better to try than not try and just take damage. You don't want to present the side of your tank to anybody. So even head on, which is your thickest armor is in front, you want to be careful. You want to, you know, if you can preserve any amount of hit points you can preserve, adds up in the end and helps you finish and win the game. So here we're seeing a T-44 is going to rush me, but I don't think he really was paying attention, because I don't think he would have rushed me if he knew who he was. But he's in a world of hurt because he's got two tanks on him here. And he's dead. He had 3 tanks on him. So, anyways, I'm hoping that you're getting side scraping. You're seeing what we're doing here. You angle your tank up on anything you can find, whether it's a building, a rock, another tank, whether it's alive or dead, your opponent, your own teammate, whatever. You want to angle up and use your tank side scraping to the best of your ability. When you're in those situations, it's definitely the way to preserve your hit points. Here we're going to move into Armor Inspector to finish this up. You can see the IS-7, he has nothing to shoot out on this mouse. Everything is dark gray, so he's not getting anything in, guys. Nothing at all. So we're going to rotate the map, and I'm going to show you the modules. So here, if he hits a gas tank, and that gas tank could set on fire and do extra damage. Hey guys, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I had fun doing this video. Please let me know. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and we'll keep this going. Thank you.